Yeah. So this is the Tails of Trax, obviously written by myself, and then the illustrator, she just dipped out for a second. Hey, come here. Down. He's getting old, so he's temperamental. So we'll start here. What is that terrible noise? I slowly opened my big brown eyes for the first time to see what all that racket was about. I saw all of my new brothers and sisters in a large box surrounding me. They were all awake, whining and barking so loudly. Ow! I turned and yelled, "Why is everyone making so much noise?" My sister, who was wearing the green collar, turned to me and cried, "We are so hungry." At that exact moment, I could feel my stomach ache for food. I was starving. I began to bark and cry as loud as I could. I'm not sure who I was calling for food, but I knew I wanted it, and now. After a few minutes of barking and crying, a beautiful, all-black German Shepherd entered our small room. She was so calm, and having her there made us all stop barking and crying. I knew right away that she was my mom, and I loved her. She fed us and began telling us stories about her past while we ate. My mom used to be a police dog. I had never heard of such a thing until she started to tell us the most amazing stories about saving people's lives. My mom was catching bad people and getting to ride in a police car for most of her life with her human partner. I knew I wanted to hear more about her job. From this day forward, I was going to be a police dog. I constantly bothered my mom to tell me more stories about being a police dog. Sometimes she did not want to talk about it. I think she really missed that part of her life. I would pester her until she would tell me something. My favorite part was when she told me about driving fast and barking at the sirens as they blared. Could you imagine? One day she called me from a different room in the house to come see her. I knew this was something important because my brothers and sisters always got to come with me if my mom called us. I was very nervous. Was I in trouble? I did like to get into mischief sometimes. As I approached her, she nudged a small black box open, revealing the shiniest thing I've ever seen. It was her police badge. I had never been more proud of anything in my life. My mom was my hero. I was lying quietly on my dog bed thinking about that amazing badge when our humans came into the room. I could hear them talking about who would make the selection, pointing at me and my siblings. I knew my humans helped police services find police dogs, and I knew this was my chance. I dreamed about this moment every night of my life. I want to be a police dog, I barked loudly. My humans reached down towards all of us. Please pick me, please pick me, please pick me. As he wrapped his hands around me, I've never felt happier. This was it. This was my chance to show them I could do it. My human turned to my other human and said, "The blue collar is our first pick for the St. Thomas Police Service." I had no idea where St. Thomas was, but I knew I was the blue collar. I was going to be able to try out to be a police dog, and I was ecstatic. So I ran to tell my mom the amazing news. My mom was so excited for me and gave me lots of advice, like being strong, smart, and sure. She told me that if I graduate, my job is the most important job a dog can ever have. I was scared and excited at the same time. I'm going to try my best and become the best police dog ever. Today was the day I got to leave and meet my new human who was going to train me. My mom came running into our room to tell me to get ready. I said goodbye to all of my brothers and sisters and wished them luck with their new humans and their jobs. My mom gave me the biggest hug, and we both cried happy and sad tears. I sat and cried for a while. I was really going to miss her and my siblings. She told me to be safe, to listen to everything they told me, and most importantly, trust my nose. I told her I was going to make her proud. A little later on, I heard a car pull into the driveway, so I ran to the window in excitement. I saw two police officers get out of their cruiser and come to the door. My human slowly walked to me and picked me up. He gave me a pat on the head and told me to make him proud as he handed me to the police officer. The police officer petted my head and said, "Are you ready to meet your new family?" "Of course," I barked. We drove for what felt like forever, and we pulled into a driveway of a house in the country with a huge fenced yard with lots of room for me to run. A human came out of the house to the truck as the two police officers opened the door for me to jump out. They said, "Constable James, meet your new partner." This was my new human partner and best friend. I jumped into his arms and covered him in mud. They all laughed and wished us luck. My new human asked if I was ready to meet the whole family. I was so excited to meet everyone, I rushed past him as he was trying to stop me. I ran through the entire house looking for everyone. I may have forgotten that I was covered in mud, and I was quickly whisked outside. I had to calm down before I got to meet everyone tomorrow. I was having the best dream when I heard someone coming towards my room. My human opened my door, flicked on the bright light, and told me it was time to get up. It was early. I was so used to sleeping in at my old house, but I was too excited to sleep now anyway. I ran into the garage and jumped into the rear of the cruiser to check out my new area. I had a water dish, rubber floor, and a fan in case it got too hot. It was pretty amazing. My human was trying so hard to get his computer to turn on in our cruiser. He turned to me and said there was a contest with the local school children to name me, and the email was on his computer with my new name. I was now just as excited to get the computer on and began barking at him to hurry up. I could see him reading, and he slowly turned to me and said, "How do you like the name?" Trax. I loved it. He explained to me that the city we will be working in, if I pass, is the railway capital of Canada, and the child that won wanted my name to represent the city as well as tracking, which is one of the most important things I will be trained in. I knew I was going to pass. I have been ready for this my whole life. Tomorrow, we start 4 months of training to become the best police dog I can be. I have dreamt this moment my whole life. I am about to reach my goal. The end.
Don't it come way too soon? You think by now it was something you'd be used to. So put on your coffee and turn on the news. It's gonna be hot as hell, but at least the skies are blue. You're clocking in wore out, but you do what you gotta do. I know you're tired, I know you're hurting, I know you broke down to the bone. But your bills are paid and the smiling faces waiting on you at home. And it ain't always easy, it ain't ever like you planned, oh, but man, ain't it working man. Now you're going home while the sun's going down. You're still miles away, you can already hear the sound of a little voice saying, "Daddy, come out and play." So you're still a couple more minutes from a damn good day. You're clocking in wore out, wouldn't want it any other way. I know you're tired, I know you're hurting, I know you broke down to the bone. But your bills are paid and there's smiling faces waiting on you at home. It ain't always It ain't ever like you planned, all but man, ain't it working, working man? It's a sweat and blood and bruises, calloused hands, hard as can be. There's bread on the table, there's presents under the tree. I know you're tired, I know you're hurting, I know you broke down to the bone. But your bills are paid and there's smiling faces waiting on you at home. It ain't always easy, it ain't ever like you planned, all but man, ain't it working, working man? It ain't always easy, it ain't ever like you planned, all but man, ain't it working, working man?